hit. And, guys, the running game last night was as good as we've seen in the last month. Jerome Ford, Pierre Strong, Hunt all showed signs of life and a much-needed boost in that aspect.
Running game was amazing. Before we get into the details of that, make sure you run to your computer and give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. We have a record number of people watching the show right now. Thousands of people watching the show right now. We are just shy of 1,000 thumbs up. Where are you? Everybody watching right now, please give us the thumbs up, give us the like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Guys, the running game has been non-existent for more than a month. It has been terrible. And you and I have been critical of this running game for a long time, Jason, but last night was one of the best performances, I thought, by the running game. I thought the blocking on the line was outstanding. I thought, kudos to Leroy. Leroy just said to us this week, Jerome Ford has to show more patience, and that will give him the ability to find the holes better. And I thought there were a couple of times last night that he was patient, and he seemed like he had good vision. There was a lot less east-west running. He was getting upfield. I thought he and the line, and even Pierre Strong, Kareem Hunt, great game for the running game. What say you guys?
Yeah, I thought Ford was, especially in the first half. I almost tweeted that.
The whole offense kind of disappeared in the second half.
Yeah, well, in the first half, I thought Jerome was running hard. I agree. Yeah. I thought he was hitting holes that he hasn't in the past.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking before the game to someone who was talking about, like, the wide zone scheme. All you have to do is put a foot in the ground, make a cut, and go. And cut back, and it's there.
Yeah.
And he's not really good at that. Ford hasn't been really good at that this year. And he just, for whatever reason, last night he was running, it felt like he was running harder. He was running through tackles more than he has before.
Yep.
I thought everything sort of unraveled a little bit in the second half. I think they were just trying to run the ball and get out of there really at that point once Elijah went down. But the first half especially, we knew the Jets were not a good run defense. That proved to be true.
Yep.
We thought there would be opportunities there for those guys. There were. Ball security is still an issue. That's something you got to watch. The Browns lost the turnover battle again. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters at this point.
None of the rules apply to the
None
Browns
of the rules
anymore.
apply. It's like
wow.
It was like that show, Whose Line Is It Anyway? The points are made up and nothing matters.
Yeah.
The Browns, it doesn't matter what happens, the Browns are going to win.
I thought the run game was good because I thought we've been talking to a bunch of people. I can't remember if it was here or if it was on the pregame show with Joe Thomas, but it was somebody that was talking about. I was like, what is a run scheme that they can do? And they was like, they should do the pin pull, pin the guys down, have the guys pull. And they did that like a few times.
Very effectively.
And it was so effective to have Batonio pulling or having Teller pulling. Then they came back and they were doing the thing where they put Harrison Bryant in motion and then he'd become the lead guy going back the other way. Like, Kevin Stefanski and Bill Callahan, whoever's the run game coordinator, they did a really good job of finding out ways to be effective in that run game. And as long as we hold on to the football, they can be effective. I thought Jerome Ford, you're right, the patience was great. He was finding seams that he'd been missing this entire season. And you're right, he was definitely running harder than he would because a lot of the times he get tripped up off the littlest things, but he was running through arm tackles.
Yeah.
And it was really good to have him also be effective in the passing game because now you got these linebackers on a two-way go. Is he going to run it? Is he going to pass it? So you see now how even much more effective Joe Flacco in this passing attack can be if you got a run game that the teams are scared of.
I thought it was the best performance by the offensive line as a whole this season.
Yeah.
Flacco did not get sacked for the second game in a row. And the running game was effective. I thought overall they did a great job. Even James Hudson, like there was nothing that.
Your boy, James Hudson.
Yeah. My boy.
Did you see? It was like, I think it was late in the game where he had the guy 10 yards down the field blocking him.
No, I didn't see it.
You didn't
that was
see
him?
that?
No, I saw it, but I didn't know who it was.
It was James Hudson. He had his dude 10 yards down the
Was
field.
it a run play?
Yeah.
I told you.
It was like the blindside moment where he's pushing him to the bus.
Everybody keeps telling me he's the best run blocking tackle they have on the roster.
Listen, the offensive line did a tremendous job. There's no doubt. It felt like, and the Jets have a decent defensive line. I know they haven't been good in the run game, but for the most part, they played great. Quinnen Williams made a play or two there, but for the most part, they held him in check. They did a great job, and I thought Pierre Strong ran well. I know he fumbled. I thought Jerome Ford fumbled. I couldn't believe they overturned that call.
I would agree with you.
It was bang bang. It was bang bang.
I thought the ball was coming out before he was down.
Yeah.
So I was shocked that they
And
everything's going the Browns' way.
Everything. Then we
It's
found
amazing.
out everybody, Pierre Strong comes in there. He runs the ball, and he's very effective.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he must got a fumbling problem.
Yeah,
I did it twice yesterday.
Yeah.
I said, he must got a fumbling
Yeah.
problem. Very next play. Boom.
And that touchdown with Kareem Hunt where he
There
runs.
it is.
Remember the 1st and goal touchdown?
He found the fourth wheel. Like that.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like he was
Yeah.
shot out of a cannon.
Go
on that.
back and can we show that play?
The Kareem Hunt touchdown.
If you go back and look at that, you couldn't have blocked the block. He wasn't touched.
I'm
It
telling you,
was perfectly
he had
blocked.
like
It was like the
three
Red
lead
Sea
blockers
parted.
up
Yeah.
the field.
if you put a radar gun on him, that was the fastest he's run. Like
Yeah,
he was
moving
shot
on that
out of
play.
a cannon.
And it
on
was
that
like
play.
it was like they parted the Red Sea, and he just flew right through it.
He
Yeah.
found the fourth wheel. Cut that out.
I mean, the
It
first
ain't-
half was as good an offense as we've seen
How
the
many
Browns play.
touchdowns does Kareem have on
7,
the
I think, or 8.
Kareem Hunt on the season, if you give me one
Or
second,
9.
I'll pull it up here.
He had like
Steve,
6
go
in
to
a
go
row,
to
didn't
30.
Yeah,
We
like
have it
five-
34.
5 or
was
6
it?
games in a row. He had one.
He has 9 touchdowns this year.
9, yeah.
I would imagine
Just,
he's
does he have any
leading.
no, total 9 touchdowns?
That's just rushing.
I would imagine he's leading the team in touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can confirm that without even looking. He definitely leads the team in touchdowns.
Yeah.
He has
A guy
on the
off
season
streets.
9 rushing touchdowns, and does he have a receiving touchdown? No, he does not have a receiving
9
touchdown.
rushing. Well, Jerome Ford had 2 touchdowns. And not only did Jerome Ford have a good game on the ground, he had the 2 catches. And that 50-yard touchdown where he caught it and was making
yeah.
guys miss, that was a great play.
Joe was talking about
Jerome
that
Ford
after the
also,
game.
by the way, has 9 touchdowns. He has 5 receiving touchdowns this year.
Yeah. So they both have 9.
4 rushing touchdowns.
Njoku's
Kareem has
got,
9.
6?
Njoku has 6. Cooper has 5. Ford has 5 receiving, 4 rushing.
Yeah.
Kareem has 9 rushing.
Joe talked about that Jerome touchdown. He was saying
That's a great play.
He was saying that he was scrambling, and he said he actually had his mind made up that he was just going to take off and get the.
I thought he was gonna run.
And he said what happened was he was tucking the ball, and as he was running, he had peeked behind him because he didn't want to get stripped.
Right.
And he said at that moment he looked back and he seen Jerome and he just decided
Boop.
to throw it, and it was a good play.
Right.
Yeah.
Guys, let's switch it up from the running backs. We got Bernie here. He's going to join us in just a few minutes. We know Bernie's excited. He's been so into this whole playoff run, so we'll have Bernie join us in a minute. But let's switch gears from the running backs to the wide receivers / tight ends.